159 to go. April 17th, 1965. Dearest Suzie, I haven't received a letter from you in 3 days now. I don't know if the mail is just slow or what. We went to a decoration ceremony this morning, and I got my Cross of Gallantry from the Vietnamese, so big deal, huh? Well, I am due for R&R again. I guess I will be going to Saigon tonight. I have 2 nights away from here. Things have been pretty quiet around here. We had an operation yesterday, but it didn't amount to much. That ceremony this morning was quite an experience. First, they read off your name and what you did in Vietnamese, and then one of their generals pins the medal on you, and then they have a bunch of their best-looking young ladies come along and put a wreath around your neck. It is quite a big deal. I wanted to get a picture of the girls and their wreaths, but our photographer got carried away and missed them when they came along. If it hadn't been so hot and tiring standing out in the sun, it would have been funny. We will also get a citation letter. Today they gave us this pink paper to show why we got the medal. Please don't let this get lost. I want to put this with the citation when I get it, but I thought you might like to see it. Well, as I said before, news is short from over here. I love you all and miss you very much. Sincerely, Bill. In this letter, Popi writes home after attending a Vietnamese medal ceremony where he was awarded the Cross of Gallantry. The letter itself is brief. He mentions the heat, the long wait, the wreath placed around his neck by young Vietnamese women in traditional dress, and how their photographer missed the moment. It would have been funny, he writes, if it hadn't been so hot. But reading this letter now, I can't help but think about the role performance plays in war, and not just on the battlefield. Poppy's not mocking the ceremony, but he's not exactly impressed either. There's something about the ritual that feels disconnected from the reality that he's living. Medals handed out under a burning sun, wreaths and pink citations, honors given in one language and translated into another. It's all part of the pageantry, the war as a series of photo ops and rehearsed moments, even for the soldiers living in it. What strikes me most about this moment is how little Poppy seems to care about the recognition. He doesn't even mention what the medal is for. There's no pride, no bragging, just an acknowledgement that it happened, and a request that the citation not get lost. He's not asking Suzie to hang it on the wall. He just wants to keep it with the rest of his things. Another scrap for the memory box, another line in a letter, another performance. And then there's R&R, rest and recuperation, which he's about to take again. 2 nights in Saigon, no details, no anticipation, no plans. Just as simple, I guess I'll be going to Saigon tonight. It reads less like a break and more like a chore. Another movement in the script, another scene to get through before the next mission. It makes me wonder how often he felt like he was playing a part in someone else's war, showing up to the right places, saying the right things, being congratulated for actions he doesn't elaborate on or really understand. I think about what it must be like to be told you're brave when all you feel is tired, or to be honored for something you didn't choose to do, or to accept a medal from someone you don't know, for something you don't fully understand. Maybe it was the heat, maybe it was the language barrier, maybe it was just the exhaustion. But this letter, with its short sentences and quick transitions, makes it clear that sometimes the hardest thing about war isn't what happens in combat. It's everything else around it. The performances, the pretense, the pressure to act like it's all normal. Let's not forget that the most recent ceremony he had attended at this point was the joint funeral for his 4 friends who were killed, one whose body took days to recover. When you're taking breaks from fighting to celebrate battles and mourn the dead, do you even enjoy these ceremonies? Do these begin to blur? Do you realize that you're celebrating your triumphs, killing the enemy, completing missions, saving the day, while contrarily you're mourning when the other side does the same thing? The photo I chose for today depicts what appears to be a large group of schoolgirls in long white dresses with large conical hats. We've seen them before. In the foreground of the photo, we see young children running around in a bit of land which has been farmed. One thing I find interesting to discuss with these sorts of photos is how the people of Vietnam may or may not be depicted as part of the landscape. He rarely mentions any native Vietnamese people, but when he does, in this letter, the women are dressed traditionally and used as props to enhance the ceremony and add to the pageantry of the medal. Are they simply just something to make the ceremony feel more meaningful? Or do they have a legitimate place in the pageantry? Does any of this really matter if they're not the focus of the story? Similarly, Think about the Charlie in the trees saying that helps define the conflict. Aren't those people also painted as a part of the landscape, even if they are a dangerous one? I'm Alex Lowy, and I hope you have enjoyed listening to this episode of Dearest Suzie and receiving messages from the past that my Popi wrote exactly 60 years ago. I sincerely appreciate your time and interest. Please consider following the podcast on your preferred platform, and if you're enjoying it, I kindly ask that you take the time to rate the show and leave a review. Also, please follow the project on YouTube, X, and Instagram. All likes, comments, shares, and reviews will help grow the reach of this story. The links for these things should be in the description of this episode. Please feel free to email me at dearestsuziepodcast@gmail.com if you have anything you'd like to say. I'd love to chat or to hear about your stories as well. Thank you for listening, and God bless.